God, dude. It is so wild how strong this man is. I still can't get over it. I know it's been almost a week. And I still can't even fathom about how powerful this motherfucker Batman is. This is hands down one of the strongest characters in One Piece. I now have to rethink my entire top 30 because obviously Batman deserves the place. You dig? He's literally a calamity. He might be the lurking legend if we keep it a buck. I'm just telling y'all what I see. The anime made that man look like Whitebeard Commander level. Thank you, AMG. You get it. You understand. This nigga is stupid, dupid powerful. And like, I want. So for those of you all that haven't seen it, I'm about to go get the clip right now and post it in the chat because it is ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense to me. He was reacting to Luffy casually. So let's see. Batman versus Zoro and Luffy. Bro, it's a whole 3 minute ass clip. This shit is unreal, bro. Now, I want y'all to see this and see how godly this man. I purposely turned the camera off. It's a little dark in here. It got dark outside. And I'm by the blinds. Oh my god. But yeah, I actually want to get some people in here and talk about this and see if we can have a little bit of a dialogue. So bear with me while I get these hangouts going. You dig? What is this malarkey? Put your fucking hat on, I swear. Whoa! Calm down. Right here. Batman is over Boa Hancock in the entire verse. Okay. Says when are you streaming what I want? I stream whatever I want. What is this malarkey, Virgo? What the hell is malarkey? He clearly went high dip with Zoro and Luffy. And he won. It was extreme dip. Luffy and Zoro's hockey bloomed after this fight. Easily. Easily. It's not even close. Luffy and Zoro, I can't even say it should be ashamed because this was a high difficulty. You're high, real shit, nigga. I'm not high. I'm not high. I'm not drunk. Just ate some pizza, feeling good. Al Fiji, what don't you understand that Zoro and Luffy were not enough to take on Batman? See, I freaking knew it. Shut up, BDV. BDV, you want the link, G? I feel like I haven't talked to you in a little while. Get it. I got the link right here. Have the hangouts right here. This is bait. How is this bait? Shut the fuck up, Bam. But Batman easily, he could have been a supernova if he wasn't on Kaido's crew. I'm certain of it. Certain of it. I don't know how you beat somebody with his magnitude. He's got hockey. He's got a good devil fruit ability. His observation hockey's got to be out of this world. So let's get some folks in here. Bitch. Damn, King of Lightning is still live? Whatever. Send me the link. We can talk AMG. We can talk. We can talk Manga. AMG, all that. There you go, my fine brethren. Fujitora has hockey meteors. Anyway, Batman got, yeah, exactly, Jake. Batman got observation hockey out the ass. Like, this nigga is the truth. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. But yeah, I'm thoroughly surprised. And yes, I'm behaving myself on this fine Friday evening. Not wilding out too much and going out and doing all that. Yeah. He Loki might be Zoro's arc fight. I agree. Don't hype him up. Man, he's just a hater, dog. What's up, son? The lollipop? I said that really weird. Let's see what you want, Trent. Money, silvers, Fruit Loops. I'll send Zypher the link. I'll send Sombra the link. All the homies can. I almost said something gay. All the homies can get a link. No Zoro Center, please. It is a time of peace right now. I haven't slandered Sanji in a few hours. What time of peace? Zoro, how is it slander? It's an honor to fight Mouseman. I'm Batman. It was a high difficulty fight from a high difficulty opponent. I understand that. I know he said he wouldn't lose again, but it's okay. He didn't lose to a swordsman though, so it's okay. You know, he lost to Archer, so all is well with the world. We got 15 folks here. Surprised nobody's out acting crazy on this Friday night. I know I would be. Super cool. Where's everybody? Devil leg. I sent AMG the link, but he doesn't seem to have arrived yet. How do you add a profile picture to YouTube? Is it through Gmail? Yeah, bam, it is. What's up, Awu? Virgo versus Sanji was HighDiffed? No, it wasn't. Virgo ready to give it up for his homie. Chill out. Batman with prep time over Roger. Batman held off for Yonko, and the Yonko first made for 5 minutes. He's top 15. Let's go! I agree, Toddy. You understand, Manga. Infinite Arrow Bat. Bro, this nigga was making it rain arrows, dog. Let's get Toddy in this motherfucker. Shall we? Toddy went to the Shadow Realm, so I have to send him a message through a special place. And no, it's not Grinder. Oh, man. It's just funny, man. Just how Toei Animation really went above and beyond to show the clear difference between Batman and Zoro and Luffy. If Zoro or Luffy were alone, we'd have to see either Ashura or Snake Man, hands down. But if Batman would have actually really tried, it's a scary sight. I want Zoro Conqueror's Hockey to be revealed already. He ain't got Conqueror's Hockey, nigga. But here, one more time, just for those in the chat who haven't seen it yet, I'm going to post a video of Batman high-diffing Zoro and Luffy one more time. Trent said stop. Trent, you know it's true. All right. Madara and Toll. So we got 13 watching. How y'all doing today, man? Y'all doing good? Excited to talk some One Piece? I'm gonna turn the camera off for a little. Backing it up. At the moment, I'm too tipsy to talk in public. Don't have that Virgo confidence just yet. Drunk boy, drunk man. Yeah, that's you. That's funny as hell. Yeah, man. I mean, what's up, Slubber? What are your thoughts, chat? What do you think? Is Batman top 30, top 20? As Toddy said, possibly top 15. What do you guys think? It's a tough decision for me to make. I know he's somewhere in the top 30. I want to know where. I know he's in front of Luffy for sure. But is he in front of Sabo? Because Sabo's flame powers might help. I know, Slowburn. It's dark out. What do you want from me? Huh? What do you want from me, kiddo? Mm-mm-mm. Batman is trash. Once again, I'll post the video. Watch the video. All right. Kiyakiyama, what's up? It's been a while. I need to catch up. Batman is a beast. He'll be confirmed top 20 after he beats Zoro this arc. That's a bet. Zoro right now fighting him. And then it. Bam. 30 seconds in is a wash. All right, my guy. He's killing them. He's literally killing Zoro and them. He got to use two swords. He got to use hockey. Luffy had to use hockey and a named attack, might I add. It's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. Looking very poor. What happens at 30 seconds? Zoro stopping the sword? I mean, stopping the arrow and struggling with it is all you got to say? Are you serious? That's wild. Stream already sucks. I don't know how you do it. Virgo might be Silver's tier. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Javon, I thought you were my friend. That's not very nice. So far, the only person we know he's lost to for sure is the future Pirate King and the world's greatest swordsman. But wait, man, did he actually? Yes, struggling, bam. Did he actually lose though? Did he actually lose? Huh? If you can't answer that, I don't think he lost. Let's keep it a buck. Who's gonna awaken? Who? What do you mean he's gonna awaken? The first smile to make awaken will be will be Batman. You stand by Javon. Do I have to post it for you too? Look at that. Watch that video, Javon. Batman is a god. Batman is a top tier character. Nah, Gazelle Man, I mean, I think he's undefeated, Toddy. Tashigi is trash. Wait, Javon. Exactly, RXRD. Exactly. And Gazelle Man, I don't really give him a feat for that because he snuck in there and grabbed Tama because Luffy and Zoro were so occupied with Batman. That's all Batman's doing. Gazelle Man gets no clout for that. None. At all. Who that is? AMG, what's up? What up, Sombra?
Yo, yo.
Anime isn't canon. Says who, Javon? What's good? You saw you just got out of bed.
Hey, yo, can you? No, they can't hear me. I gotta reset this
Sombra,
shit.
I can hear you just fine. Don't leave, nigga.
Oh, okay, word.
You already dip like you sound great. What the hell?
I know, man. Sometimes this thing be tweaking.
Now, let's have a dialogue, boys. Let's talk about.
Because it depends on if I'm gonna be useful or not.
Have you seen the last anime episode?
Nah, bro. Like, I got too many projects to be watching the One Piece anime. Although I know it is fire. I've been checking out the opening. I listen to it while I train or whatever.
Okay, I'm dropping the link in the chat for the 3-minute clip of Batman versus Zoro and Luffy, and you're gonna fucking shit yourself. Batman and Zoro taking Zoro and Luffy to a high diff. It's ridiculous.
Yo, I'm not even caught up, bro. Honestly, I don't even think I'm gonna check that out. With all due respect, I still gotta read through the entire Wano.
I understand. What have you started Wano at all?
I mean, I'm spoiled on some stuff. I'm spoiled on all the cool shit, but that's about it.
I mean, the non-cool shit was Batman. They made it cool shit.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. What's good, Toddy?
What's up?
Can we talk about the greatness? The greatness that is Batman?
Right. Out of nowhere, anime dropped a bomb.
I didn't expect that. When I started seeing him using echolocation or whatever the hell
that shit was wrong.
To make them arrows move like that, I was like, oh shit.
It's just crazy, bro.
I didn't even watch the whole episode. Y'all know how I feel, but I watched the clip of the fight.
That's fine. That's all you gotta see.
I was shook.
Let's be honest though. After we saw Chopper, repel Big Mom, anything is possible.
That was
man. He put the mad face on Luffy and everything, man.
Had to hack you up completely
in that scene than when he was trying to save Ace's life.
Yo, you wildin'.
Don't say that to Bronco.
You wildin'. You wildin' again, Toddy.
I thought Zoro was about to take one in the chest. Luffy was gonna have to scream again. Yo, on another note about that whole action scene that had me cracking up, aside from the hilarity of it all, is the animation quality was so bad it had me laughing.
So bad.
It reminded me of some 90s shit. Everything moves so slow and I don't know.
It was fucking hilarious to me. I love it. The audio is bad, yeah. Sandy Lollipop said, "What the fuck did I just watch?" Everybody's watching the clip. I posted it in the chat. Yo, Sandy Lollipop, what'd you think of it, man? And don't worry, guys, I'm fixing the audio.
Am I coming out good? Because I have no idea.
There we go. Sandy Lollipop said, "Blasphemy, fucking blasphemous." Oh my. He sounds upset.
Technically, we just saw Yonko clash.
We did just see a Yonko clash. That's a fact.
That was Luffy. The 5th Yonko working his ass off to take out that
And the 6th Yonko Batman. That's a fucking
He's in the discussion now. He'll be in the newspaper. Wait till Big News Morgan's here about this.
Wow.
Yo, Big News is watching.
I gotta say though, I'm truly, truly impressed. I didn't know it. And the crazy thing is, he didn't even go as hard as he wanted to. He probably could have used 2nd level armament if he felt like it.
Did he even use a named attack?
No, he didn't use a named attack.
Man,
he literally just slash without nothing. I want to know how Batman is shooting that many arrows at a time. Because literally,
that's what I want to know. He was bringing it down about 100s.
Because I promise you, I've done archery. You could probably shoot at least 5 at a time. This dude was shooting 20. And I'm like, whoa.
I want to understand how he has an endless quiver.
I don't understand.
Where does he keep those arrows?
Where are they coming from?
I don't understand how they move
Maybe his devil fruit lets them materialize them out of thin air. If he's keeping up with a Yonko, it wouldn't surprise me.
What the hell? No,
that bat fruit is stronger than we think.
He's in Wano. Maybe he got a magic.
He has a mystic bat devil fruit.
He got a
mystic Zoan bat devil fruit.
Batman is definitely the lurking legend.
Hey, yo, time out, bro. Like, y'all know, like, bats make like stuff out of their like poop. So what if they're like poop arrows?
The shit arrows.
Like made out of bat guano. That's why he could replicate him so fast.
Yo, someone needs to call Dritz. We got some theories for the boy.
Should I invite him? I feel like this is the kind of shit that make him very angry.
No, I don't know.
I need to find out. I still want to find out. Is it because I know bats already have like a kind of like echolocation kind of thing, like dolphins do, because bats are blind.
Uh-huh.
So I'm wondering, is he mixing that with hockey to make the arrows find Zoro and Luffy?
Sonar, yeah, most likely.
Yeah. And if you think about it, if he's a bat, he's probably blind. Like what's his name? The dude that Zoro just fought at the Capitol. And so he's like detecting them. The only way he could be detecting them if he's using like advanced observation hockey. So his observation hockey is probably like top 5 in the series. If he can locate them and shoot them with that many arrows,
they were just
he's Daredevil. That's basically what he is.
He is Daredevil.
Yeah, exactly. Because Daredevil has the hands, hearing, and sight and everything. Taste and everything. So, yeah. That's basically what he is.
For sure.
Sunday Lollipop said, they're going to gas the fuck out of these beast pirates, aren't they? Oh my God, what are they going to do to hold them or that hippo? Fuck.
What's good, Virgo? How you doing?
What's up, Slover?
Yo, I bet if you replaced old girl during Luffy versus God Jr., if you replaced his sister with Batman, Luffy would have died like 9 times.
I agree. Yup, it would have been over. What's up, Hans?
Yeah, that's too much.
I'm mad as fuck, right? I really thought you niggas was talking about like actually Batman the whole time.
Yo, there's a new Batman in town.
Bro,
Bruce Wayne ain't got shit on this.
This nigga Virgo sent me the video. I saw the title and was still like, nah, they're really talking about Batman right now.
You're not watching on YouTube? I'm Batman.
And then I watched the video. I'm just mad as fuck, yo.
You rain down hundreds of hockey arrows, Hans. Come on, man.
Bro,
hockey arrows.
I mean, look, like the more I see how good Zoro looks, the more mad I get about Whole Cake Island and Sanji. Like this is just fucking ridiculous at this point.
Bro,
I bet.
Go ahead.
I bet there was
like a fucking god.
Like, I don't know. That entire fight was unreal. Bro, but what?
He still looked like a god this episode, Hans. He held off Batman for like 5 minutes.
I mean, yeah,
he looked clean, but
the whole time they was doing the sword shit and he was blocking the arrows and dodging, in my head I just kept going, we. That's
Well, you wasn't hype. We got a clash like this, and you wasn't hype.
I mean, like, it wasn't cool.
2 Yonkos clash. A Yonko classic is a Yonko commander and a Yonko.
I didn't watch the episode. I only watched clips.
Right.
But like,
I know Batman's
like,
Yonko.
Shut up. I will say this: like, this is clearly like the best animated arc in One Piece ever.
What? I just got done clowning it.
Yeah, Toddy thinks the opposite.
Oh well, Toddy.
I've been watching a lot of Madhouse animes. Granted,
I mean, this is, dude.
That's my standards nowadays.
Yeah, like you can't. Like if we're talking about
compared to other One Piece,
what company is doing it, but for One Piece itself, take the shit out of it. For One Piece itself, this is clearly the best animation we have ever had. By a fucking mile.
Is sad. That's not true.
No.
Back in the day, way back in the day,
this animation is better than back in the day. I love 3 times animation, but this is better.
They put more effort in back then.
The only time I can think of that the animation was better at one point is when Luffy was punching the Celestial Dragon. That's the only time.
That's because it turned back into a manga.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that the animation is better or worse in either part. I feel like it's fitting for like the part of the journey that we were in. Before, like if you look at the ship, the Mary, everything as far as aesthetic matches where we're supposed to be at in the story. It's only natural.
Aesthetic wise, yes, but when we're talking quality of animation, like how it flows, how many frames are actually in a second, and how many stills, how many times in One Piece Yeah, how many times in like a One Piece scene will be like one character that doesn't move for like 10 seconds and the only motion is
Yeah,
the
but
mouth.
they did that shit in this episode, right? Like at the end of the day, it is the same. It's like 30 seconds of this man just doing the same action of just pulling arrows. Like at some point, Zoro can throw a slash up there. Like just whenever you're ready. You know what I mean? like
as fast as those arrows were coming down, bro, I thought I was watching Netero versus the King again.
I'm saying, bro. I am saying, my guy.
I was like, man, they need the narrator to come in and slow down time and explain this fight to me.
No, Batman said the word though.
I'm saying, bro. It said when Zoro said, "Why was Batman in control of the situation?" I don't know. He high-diffed Zoro and Luffy.
I've never seen a villain smile so long in my life.
Oh my!
He was smiling for way too long against the future Pirate King.
I'm saying, bro. This shit is crazy, bro. Someone said, doesn't Luffy have future sight and Gazelle Man snuck past him?
Yeah, that was wild.
To think that Luffy's next challenge after taking down God Jr., the God Jr., would be
Stop it.
The mythical property of his bat.
A private in the army.
Quietly Loud said the quiver got an extendo clip with the fast mags.
The funniest
I
part
guess this confirms though that tears don't matter in Kaido's crew because you can use like a super low.
I mean, like I'm just so unimpressed. Like before we found out about these numbers, like the numbers is saving it, but Kaido's crew is fucking garbage. Like I'm sorry, like somebody.
Then what is Luffy and Zoro? They just got high-diffed.
But shut up.
I mean, the headline is trash, but like the top six,
like you really trying me right now. Like, I'm not doing this.
It's a bitch in here.
What's up, Jay Hunt?
Yo,
What's good?
It's
Jay,
gonna
so
be
we're
hard.
not actually talking about Batman, just in case you were
Yes,
confused.
we are. We're talking about the guy who just fought the future pirate king.
Batman, that nigga Yonko level.
Oh wow.
Yes,
Okay.
John Hudson. Yes.
So niggas is bored today. That's what's going on.
Hans, you got it backwards, bro. Like now, after this episode, when people say Batman, you automatically refer to the Batman from One Piece. It's no longer your first thought shouldn't be Batman the superhero anymore.
Absolutely the fuck not.
Batman is now mainstream. I'm expecting to see memes.
You should wash your mouth out with soap for saying that dumb shit. Are you
They're making an action figure of him right now.
Hey, you know for a fact that pre-time skip, he's washing the Straw Hats.
Who?
Yo, so
pre-time.
Oh yeah, you wilding out, bro. Don't gotta stop.
Yo,
how am I wilding? They don't have hockey.
Listen, he taking them to a high div because of them bending arrows, and they're gonna struggle with that. For
Zoro had to grunt to stop those damn arrows. That is a feat.
I just want to shut this shit. Hold on, I need to shut this shit up.
He said,
Did he have to use two blades? Did he two-blade block?
Let me just shut this shit.
He was one blade blocking that first. He was one blade blocking that first.
Look, listen.
Hey, Batman said one arrow, and Zoro said 3,000 worlds.
This man bat fucking made Zoro use his observation. That's
and his armament.
That's a feat in itself too.
And his ornament.
He hockeyed out both swords.
Luffy was 10 seconds from going Snake Man.
Luffy used the sword, bro. We saw Luffy slash away an arrow with a sword. He didn't even bother to punch.
And then he hockeyed up and used
Luffy looks so unimpressed, to be honest. Luffy looks so unimpressed.
He was just like, listen, I just got my ass whooped for 12 hours. You think I'm scared of this?
And then he got his ass whooped for 24.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Rox turned out to be Batman. And that's the twist at the end of one.
You gotta stop.
Wow.
And he becomes the new main villain.
Y'all are really bored. Yeah, that's.
Bro, you got to think about it. He literally he can actually make objects like appear out of thin air. That is an OP devil fruit. Imagine what else he can pull out of thin air. You saw those arrows.
Quietly Loud said Batman was there.
He didn't have no book bag on.
Like, are y'all really that bored? Stop playing with me,
That's
bro.
That's a fact. One Eye Zoro said Batman
How did they get there, Hans? How'd the arrows get there?
Where were they? They bent like the wind, motherfucker. That's what they did.
They did like the wind.
No, they appeared out of the wind.
What are you talking about? He fired.
You know how Goku, like, when he makes the spirit bomb, energy just appears out of the air? This nigga made a spirit bomb and then split it up, shotgun style.
Think about it.
You saw it.
Oh, no.
One Eye Zoro said, "How come
Alright,
Batman got
what's the
hockey but half the crew don't?"
You know what I'm thinking about right now? That moment from if you've ever seen the movie Gladiator. Are you not entertained?
Are you not
That's what
entertained?
this is what this fucking feels like. Are you not entertained? I'm not entertained.
I'm very
Stop this.
entertained.
I hate you.
I didn't feel it.
One Eye Zoro said,
Are you
"Batman
not
might have all three
entertained?
forms of hockey."
Oh, you not entertained. That nigga
I would love
Exactly.
to see
That's
if
what Jay-
hold on.
Go ahead.
So Batman is essentially King Bomb for you niggas.
Absolutely not. King Bon doesn't hold a candle to him.
Oh, wow.
I mean, bro, we're talking commander level here.
Yeah, like he would be
As you can see, only a Yonko could beat him.
Commander
Junior
level.
level?
Yeah, you need
Is
to
he
be
God
thinking
level?
in terms of like him versus Queen.
He's like white beard.
No, I'm saying him versus God Junior. Toddy, who takes it?
Hans,
Come
Hans,
on,
Hans,
man.
Hans.
Don't get disrespectful.
Hans-
He's still a rookie.
Hans, you gotta think about
All
something
right,
real quick.
all right.
You need to rethink your top 30.
I need to rethink what, nigga?
Your top 30.
First of all, I don't have a top 30. Like I don't do that.
Well, if
I
you
don't
if you
waste
made
my
one,
time with
Batman
that.
needs to be in it.
No, first of all, it's Man Bat. And
It's
second
not
of all,
Man
that
Bat.
nigga's Man
It's
Bat.
not Man
It's
Bat.
Man. It's Man
Is it
Bat.
man bad? What's
It's
the
Man
way
Bat.
you beat your ass.
That's the character in DC. You can't use that movie.
It's his name is Man Bat, and that
No,
nigga
it
is
is
nowhere
not.
near my list. He's nowhere near my list. I would take that fucking cockroach over fucking Man Bat.
Damn.
Nah, man.
You
Wow, you must be blind. You must not have seen the clip.
Listen, are you not entertained?
Bachi got low diff, son. I don't even know how you can say Bachi. That's the cockroach you talking about.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, he got low diff, son.
No, he was a fly. He was a fly.
First of all, who's the motherfucker that
Full body.
who the motherfucker that got him?
A civilian on the
It
block.
was full body. It was full body.
He got by a civilian. I was trying to.
It was like Lieutenant Full Body.
And full body got full body.
That's better than Man Bat pulling a string.
Bro, first of all, he's doing a lot more than pulling string. Drix, I gotta talk to you, buddy.
Man Bat is the real
What's this?
title.
Exactly.
So,
His name is
Drake.
Man Bat. Thank you, Jay
So,
Hudson.
Drix,
Exactly.
have you seen the anime episode for One Piece?
No, I'm cultured. I don't watch the anime.
Thank you.
I don't either, but honestly, what happened, Dritz, is groundbreaking.
You
I've
need
heard
to.
some things about.
You need-
Well, I assume the title you're talking about Batman, right?
Man
Yep.
Bat.
Bruh.
The best fight of
What do they actually do?
Just so you know, we're not talking about like
Batman
actual
saved
Batman.
off
We're
Luffy.
talking about Man Bat.
For a 5-minute
He was
clip.
raining down hockeyed up arrows. Thousands of hockeyed up arrows.
In case you were confused, you know. To be confused.
So basically,
Yeah.
the anime ran out of things to do to actually put.
I mean,
in content,
essentially.
so they just
Yes,
cut
so
it out apart.
they made Man Bat like shoot off at least 1,000 fucking arrows. Like he
Bro, that
doesn't have.
nigga had growth.
Well, let's not sell
Stop
him
calling
short.
him
He,
Man Bat.
He had hockey on him. He had hockey on him too.
Yeah, let's not sell him short. He clashed pretty much evenly with the future Pirate King and the world's greatest swordsman's
You gotta stop,
apprentice
Toddy. You gotta stop.
for 10
You
minutes.
gotta stand still.
He collapsed.
For 10 minutes.
Yo, Drift,
Yeah,
I'm dropping
Toei's
the
kind
link
of dumb to do that.
in the chat.
Yo, it's kind of like if you think about the story and like what we can expect in the anime, it's going to be a long time before we get Big Mom versus Queen. So it's really refreshing that we get this all-out clash between two strong-ass forces this episode to kind of like hold us off until we get to, like the bigger fights.
So what's like the actual conversation?
I mean, I want to see.
They've been bullshitting me.
I
for,
mean,
like,
how
the
often
last
do we get to see
15
two
minutes.
Yonko level people clash?
We're not talking about anything. We're talking about trash ass Man Bat. Like
We're
that
having
matters.
some fun because
Man
Toei
Bat is-
I
Animation
know,
likes
but
to
in
make
the,
Batman look
in the
amazing.
canon of the anime itself, like people that only watch the anime and never read the manga, Batman is going to go down as legends. They're going to be carving statues out of this nigga. Like this episode was
Like,
huge.
yo, look how strong he was. And then
Well, that's why whenever you talk to someone who watches the anime only, you just ignore them.
Exactly.
Karen
That's
Pastrana
when you
said
talk to
Batman
someone
was
that
the
watches the
reason
anime only. Aren't you supposed to be in school? It's Thursday.
Damn.
But the thing is, though, what actually did excite me about the fact that Batman got this extended scene is the fact that a lot of
Man
things
Bat.
that weren't fleshed out are going to be fleshed out big time. If he went as far as to
Oh,
give
yeah,
us
'cause
all of this and Zoro
Oh yeah,
fighting
no,
the
the
magistrates,
anime is making Wano a lot more enjoyable. I can tell than it is reading, honestly, and it's
Yeah,
been
the anime
it's been
about to
pretty
make
cool.
Gazelle
reading.
Man light speed.
Oh, for sure, for
but,
sure.
The
but
colors
think about
in
this.
it. Oh my god, man.
We have a
It's
fight with.
It's beautiful.
Hold on.
The animation is beautiful. No
Wait a
question
minute.
about it.
We have a fight with Batman fleshed out. We have a fight with the magistrate
Man Bat.
fleshed out. That's amazing. Shut up, Thomas. And that's awesome. I mean, give me a lot
But
of, give me
think
hope
about
for
it. We
page
still
one.
haven't gotten to
That
the
gives me
Kaido
hope
moment.
for not really holding,
I know.
I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried.
You know what? I wonder how it's gonna look when he fights the leader, or the top sumo wrestler. I wonder how that's
Oh,
gonna look.
Urashima?
That's gonna look. Oh, that's gonna be great.
Him getting
Come on.
That's
It-
gonna be great. That's
with the
gonna be
One
great.
Piece anime, it's not gonna
We're
look
looking
that
forward
good.
to-
It's gonna be
wait,
seen in One
wait,
Piece.
It's
Wait,
not a
y'all
full
really looking forward to
inflation, it's a
Urashima?
partial. No. I think it's gonna be dope in the anime. I
Hiroshima,
like
yeah,
that scene in
Hiroshima.
the moment. In the manga, like in the manga, that was a great moment.
Him just flying through the city like that. Oh my god!
It's the partial inflation of his palm that really gets me. Like we saw Katakuri do that in Whole Cake, and I wondered if Luffy could do it too, and he did it in that moment. It was just sweet to see. But
I got you then.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty
Who else did we not finish? I feel like that battle at the square with Zoro and Sanji, that's gonna get fleshed out a little longer.
Do you know what?
What are
We
you
might
talking about?
actually.
Do you
So-
guys like when they actually flesh it out a little longer? When nine
it
times out of
depends on the
10,
situation.
when they do flesh it out, though, they always like draw inconsistencies with the source material. Like
Absolutely.
a character is
And then-
always supposed to be so much weaker than this person, but in the manga or anime they give like a cheesy struggle.
So,
That doesn't,
so
like, bother
Toddy,
you
As
guys?
far as I see it, it's a
I mean-
lose-lose situation.
a
It
lose
depends.
lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, but
Like,
Because it makes the story in the anime flow.
Now, Toddy, I'm
Well, listen, the
sympathetic to
reason
what
why
you're
it's a
saying.
lose-lose situation, Virgo, is because if you flesh out fights in like the anime, and let's say they do it well, it highlights the flaws of Oda as a writer that he can't do it in the manga.
Okay,
Does
that is
it?
that's
I mean-
unfortunate.
Yes, it does.
But don't
Not
you?
really.
So
I
you
don't know
don't
how
you
you
don't
can
want to
make
see
that-
stuff even
that
if
connection.
it does that.
Yes,
I don't know,
but
most of the
you're
time it's more
like
for,
the
like,
anime
comic-
and Oda are two different things. Like,
Yeah, but Oda
listen,
just naturally
if we
has
get
a
to
limit.
the point in
as
time
mangaka.
where
there's
like
people who
Sanji
do.
versus Page One happens and they completely flesh out the fight, then that's not a good thing. It's a horrible thing.
But there were just certain things that Oda can't do, right? Like he
I
does
feel
have
like-
just has an actual limit as an artist versus a video film.
Well, it
You know,
depends on what you're talking about. Like what? Like, give me an example.
I'm just in context of
Like-
fighting.
Yeah, he's
Like,
only.
Well, it
one
depends on what you mean.
drawing.
like when
Versus
Katakuri
entire
ripped mouth.
team
he
that-
I mean, what
mentioned
example would you like? I don't know what you're looking for.
Well, I'm saying is like, well, what do you mean in terms of fights? Like, you should
Because
write
he
fight
can't-
as an
he can't
author
go
for
as-
an
as
intent and a
detailed
purpose
as you
outside
could.
of just creating fake action.
What would you
How are you guys
classify as fake
conversating if both of you guys are talking at the same time?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, are y'all trying to listen to each other? or
It's
just
not really a
talk to each other?
conversation.
It's
Yeah.
hockey class.
No, sorry. Like I just don't understand what you like. What do you classify as fake action?
You're the one who said it. What do you mean?
Oh my god! Can somebody just go? Like what?
All right, I'll go.
He
So
just has a limit when it comes to drawing fights, in the very least. Like I don't know. Like if you think that he can do a super detailed fight without, based on just his drawing as a mangaka, like to act like that's a limit.
But I'm not.
Well, that's kind of how you implied it.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Well, then we're getting two different messages here. It's not that Oda isn't a good enough artist to draw a fight. Not at all. But there is an intent and a purpose behind having fights. If you have a fight and basically ignore every aspect that includes it's a fight, there is no purpose of having it in the first place. It
What if
creates
it's
a
by
fake sense
design?
of hype that doesn't actually fulfill on the promise?
See,
Because
but
But
when
what
you're
if
an
its
author
purpose is
and you
not-
create those
oh.
situations, that constitutes as a promise. And if you don't deliver on it, it's a failed promise.
I disagree. with
Every time he paused, I thought you were done with your point.
No,
But what if he did that by design, which I think he
can
does
you
a
give me
lot.
an
Some-
example of
And
that?
its
It can be
its
by design.
purpose isn't necessarily to be a fight, but to further the plot, to establish
Well,
like
it's
this
part
person
and
faced
parcel,
this
friend.
person.
You can do that sometimes, but if you do it every time, then it's not a good thing.
He doesn't do to his credit. He doesn't do it all the time.
No,
Oh.
but I would. Can I have an example of that? Like,
He follows a theme. He follows a theme where he does the fights that include the Straw Hats are always fleshed out.
I've got
but
it,
nine
Hans. I
times out of
actually have an
10,
Straw
example of
haven't
that.
had fights for 9 years.
I've got an example of that. An example of that is here we go, Batman and Zoro Luffy.
But in the manga, that goes to Dritz's point that he just skips right over it.
Yeah,
Or,
I know.
like,
That's why I'm giving examples. Even Virgo and Smoker was definitely not as long as it was in the anime.
Well, significant fights, like little fights in the anime, like this, don't need to
Defeating
be fleshed
fodder
out.
is largely irrelevant.
I agree. No, I agree. But when they face off against people that are expected to give them a challenge, those fights are usually fleshed out. With Sanji versus Page One, it can be assumed that it wasn't that much of a challenge because it didn't follow Oda's usual theme.
So
if you think of every significant fight a Straw Hat has been in, it has been fleshed out in the manga.
So Toddy, you're talking about the example of say Zoro versus the Magistrates.
The Magistrates.
Yeah.
Obviously, they aren't even significant enough for me to remember them. I'm
It's
talking about
it's
when
like
they
the first
fight against
episode of
significant
Wano.
characters. We're talking about the manga specifically, right?
Yeah. So in the manga, in the manga, when Zoro got captured, he sent a little hockey knife slash and killed one guy. In the anime, he fought hundreds of his fodder henchmen.
Yeah, that wasn't a thing.
But I don't understand how that's a limit on Oda's part. Like, if the anime chooses to sort of go dive deeper in scenes that we would naturally deem irrelevant because they were in the manga when we read them.
Yeah.
That's just like, they have incentive to do that just as a company alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to milk the shit. They're going to milk for content to fit a 30-minute segment. And that, I don't understand how you can cast blame on that for Oda.
Well, the why is when we're talking about the quality of the program and the story, the why something happens is irrelevant. Of course, there's a good reason that they do it. They don't have enough material to like keep this on going, but the result of it is the thing in question. Because it, like Dritz said earlier, that it's a lose-lose. Now, I don't think his first point was a lose. I think Oda needs to keep fights to a minimum in the manga, or else the pacing of the overall story with all the characters would drag on way too long. So I like how he only fleshes out significant fights in the story that involve the Straw Hats.
I'm sorry,
but to Dritz's other lose, that one stands because it ruins the credibility of the story when you go against the source material or do something that's not in line with the source material. It makes the story feel illogical and flow irregularly. Luffy going from beating a first commander to now struggling on this person just for the sake of drawing us out, that sucks. That makes the program less enjoyable to watch as a whole.
I mean, he wasn't necessarily struggling, but yeah.
So in retrospect, what he means is it should have been an absolute decimation.
Like, I'm just confused at the idea of that One Piece has too many fights. Like, that is not an argument I would ever make. Like, I feel like the argument is that we don't see fight enough, right? And if you want to lodge that complaint against Oda's writing, I would agree with you. But like, to act like that the anime takes certain scenes that are inconsequential and then breaks that out and stretches that out, I can understand. Like, I hate it. I think it's annoying, but I can also recognize the fact that there is incentive for them to do that. It's a money grab.
But does the incentive justify quality?
Hold on. Can I finish? And like, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to leave enough space between them and the actual source material. And I don't understand how those actions that they as a company take fall back on Oda when you know what I'm saying? When he's the actual source material.
It doesn't fall back on Oda. It does not help him whatsoever in terms of his own writing story, because you have to separate what Oda actually does compared to what the anime does. They're not the same thing.
Well,
the only
thing I disagree with on that is that I give Oda a little less slack now because I know that he oversees shit that happens in the anime when it comes to like things that are going to be significant. So like,
but like a perfect example of that is like how they handle the ending of Fishman Island when we beat Horty. Like, at the end of the day, like, that's not, or I'm sorry, not Horty, Caesar. When we beat Caesar,
God,
like it was no struggle in that clash. You know what I mean? And the anime does that, and I get what Drist is saying, where it's just like, okay, like I have to fall back to the manga because this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? And that schism is fucking awkward. I agree with that.
I don't think it's Oda's fault for anything that the manga does that is perceived as like negative. I don't think that's not Oda's fault. He's not directly involved enough in the project to really take responsibility for it. But what I think sucks is when the anime does take liberties and it's honestly makes a mockery out of the storyline. Like when Luffy actually struggled against Caesar, when it was Oda's design that Luffy was strong enough to just completely overwhelm him. When it does stuff like that, it reflects poorly on Oda because people that only watch the anime, they know Oda created this, and everything that they see on the screen, they think is Oda's intention, and it takes away from the story.
They don't.
But they're gonna say, like, if they don't like something, they're gonna say Oda's not that good
because they don't really.
Sucked. It's kind of like Game of Thrones.
I don't know. I'm kind of split on that though. Like
in a sense, like if you're anime only, you see Luffy as like a true underdog, where every little single fight makes you grow.
Do you really?
You
no.
really do look at it. Look,
no, I can't say that. Before I read the manga,
maybe because they keep on following this pattern, but I don't think it's better that way.
I don't think that's.
They made Luffy look like a Saiyan, to be honest.
Do you think that makes it better though?
No.
That the anime viewers have to think that the Straw Hats are this weak over and over and over.
No, because it completely undermines the entire journey that she went through to get to the point in time that they are.
And plus all the fighting that they went through, it's basically like, oh, I did all this training and I'm like what I was before the time skip. Like, what was the point of time skip?
I beat God Jr.
as
and now I'm struggling
there is
on
no point.
Yeah.
There was no difference pre to post time skip.
Yeah, in
functionality. It's exactly the same. There's no difference whatsoever.
That's not true.
What's the difference?
Lucy.
Because some of the people
structure is exactly the same if it hasn't regressed to a degree. What's the difference?
Hold on.
Luffy does literally.
Wait, hold on, J Hud. He wanted to know what the difference. I'll tell him what the difference is. The difference is, and seemingly so, there were opponents of higher tier which they couldn't really rock with. Yes, there's an even higher tier of which they still can't match, but these are guys that they can at least contend with within pre-time skip. There are people that would just completely walk through them. Guys like Bobbins would tear their assholes apart.
Yes, but no. Like structure-wise, it's exactly the same version.
Right. It's the same thing. It's the same ride.
There's no difference in the coup. If anything, they've all regressed.
I completely agree. It is the same ride. Like arc after arc, it is the same ride. Only the elevation is slightly higher. The only difference being is the tier of people we're facing. The plot line follows the exact same structure, and there's so little character development where it just feels sometimes that you've seen all this before.
But what exactly do you mean by that? Because the Straw Hats haven't really struggled until Dressrosa, and you can't even really call that a struggle besides Luffy.
No, he was struggling plenty of times. Pre-time.
Luffy hasn't beaten a single person by himself since Caesar Clown.
Okay, that's into the new world. That's Punk Hazard. We had Punk Hazard, Fishman Island.
Wait, I'm thinking about it. That is true, actually.
That is true.
Every single other occurrence, he needed help, or there was an asterisk.
No, that's a lie. He knocked out Hold'em.
Anyway.
Okay, sure, if you're going to count Hold'em.
I said, my statement still stands. I said they didn't really have to struggle until Dressrosa. And in Dressrosa, the only... Hold on. And in Dressrosa, the only one who struggled was Luffy.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? I feel like
and that arc is not a good example because the Straw Hats were not on the forefront of the fighting scene on Dressrosa. They were not highlighted. They didn't take out the strongest members, the strongest people on the island. That was people like Law and Kratos and that sort of thing. So that doesn't stand. And not only like do the Straw Hats always struggle, they at a certain point in almost every arc, Luffy is going to be defeated, and that is a recurring thing too. Like the structure of the arcs just repeat themselves over and over and over.
Yeah.
It was
how many arcs has
Luffy?
Luffy?
Half the crew wasn't even there for part of Dressrosa.
Say what?
They left, and then they went to Zoe, where there was no struggle. In fact, all we got was information dumped in great detail.
But the lack of an opportunity to have a fight doesn't justify the fact that they haven't had a tough fight. just because they haven't had the opportunity doesn't imply like they wouldn't have struggled if they faced off against someone like
Chopper got soloed by trees the next time he fought someone.
I understand that, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. The only real struggle that they had was 5 arcs into the New World.
No, they struggled on Punk Hazard. Luffy got knocked out. Didn't Luffy lose to Monet at one point?
Luffy lost the first time to Caesar.
Letty Cool brother.
Yeah, Zoro, I remember pinning him.
They got taken off guard, but
Nami got captured
in
by
retrospect,
the
these people were not stronger than them
herself.
by any way, shape, or form.
Chopper got beat up by kids.
Didn't Luffy almost get his arm bitten off by Hody Jones?
Well, his hockey broke. It didn't get like bitten off, but he almost died to Hody.
And I get it. They said he lost a whole bunch of blood.
He would have died if it wasn't for a blood transfusion.
I don't understand. That whole part that they did right there was kind of stupid to me because I was like, Hody Jones? Like, really? He was able to knock out all these hundreds of these, what? How many people did he knock out?
Was it 50,000?
I don't even know.
I can't remember how many fishmen.
50,000.
I know damn well that Hody Jones couldn't even hand-to-hand combat all them, but Luffy had trouble with him. Like, that made no sense to me.
Right, and when you have a story like this where you always have the main character struggle, but he ends up overcoming something, and like he's shown to be elevated. Like he fights, like you said, higher and higher tiers of people. When you have a structure like this where it's like, come on, man, Luffy's going to overcome this. When you amplify that in the anime by making even the fodder fights make them look like they're struggling, it even doubles the effect, which is why I think it's a bad idea for the anime.
It makes me kind of think of like Dragon Ball Z because it's the same thing with the Saiyans. They beat somebody, then they get more powerful. But when they try to fight somebody else, it takes them a minute for them to power up to fight that next person. Yeah. They never just beat somebody immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't want to talk about Dragon Ball right now, especially not Super, because that would just infuriate me. But y'all should know how I feel about Super. I don't like it.
Man, Super, I dropped it, man. I tried my hardest to get through.
I never watched Super. I only watched the movie. So
well, I see Super as an insult to my intelligence. But
I was done after I watched GT. I was done. So
yeah, GT take a lot out of you. GT, man, they yeah.
Yeah, but GT's American opening theme song is one of the best opening theme songs.
I really don't even remember it.
I don't remember.
It was a rap song. It was my shit.
That's funny.
Hey, the One Piece rap from 4Kids is fucking flames too.
Dreaming, ugly ass. The thing is, like, I understand you guys' gripes, but nothing wrong with just kicking back, putting your feet up, and just trying to enjoy some of these things. And just chill.
I mean,
enjoy some.
When you're emotionally, here's my thing, and this is why I hate the anime so much. When you're emotionally invested in an IP, to watch it like get disgraced is always a hard pill to swallow. So like, I love for instance, I love A Song of Ice and Fire, and to watch like the final seasons of Game of Thrones broke my heart because they just ruined.
If you're a fan, then you should be pissed off at that. But yeah.
And One Piece, I love One Piece as much as I criticize it. I love it, and the anime just like makes it look like a joke, which is why
I'm not invested in One Piece anymore. I dropped out of that race a long time ago. Like in my opinion, My Hero is the best shonen going on right now.
I mean, you're probably right, and I don't even like My Hero, but
My Hero shonen.
Other series are naturally going to be in different points of like their serialization, where they're different.
Very true.
Series, so it has a lot more slack.
Okay,
and honestly, to say a shonen.
Lotus Spider got some bars.
To say a shonen's. Oh, good.
He said, "Dreaming, don't give it up, Virgo. Dreaming, Batman, no diss Zoro. Dreaming."
Wow.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Lotus Spider, fuck it, man. You get a mod for that one. That was funny. I like that. That's why I watched Demon Slayer. I like Yaiba.
Oh, Kitetsu no Yaiba.
Demon Slayer started dope, but
I like it. It's just,
I haven't seen it.
It's not crazy good or anything. It's just
fast.
Something about it makes me want to just keep watching. I don't know what it is.
Bro, it was so good. I literally had to read the manga, and the manga is fucking. Like if you've ever read Gamaran, it's very.
I've read that.
It's very similar to Gamaran, but like I think it just handles what Gamaran was a lot better. You know what I mean?
I haven't read the manga. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm pretty much done. Go ahead.
I haven't read the manga. I hope the art's as good as the anime because the art or the animation blew me away. Honestly,
it's not. It's honestly kind of let down, but it's like Demon Slayer. Like
let down because like. Go ahead. It's my bad.
No, I was gonna say the art in Demon Slayer, the manga is like a C fucking plus. Like it's very average.
I feel like a lot of people feel that way because they seen a lot of people watch the anime first and then they switched over and they're like, oh shit.
It is a big jump for sure. For sure.
I have a question. Is the manga ongoing or has it ended?
It's ongoing, so.
Oh wow.
Is it like as because the beginning of it starts out so good, but
Real
to me
good.
it kind of like tapered off.
Oh, wait,
does the manga in general taper off?
Did you see the last couple of episodes?
No, I dropped it like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, then that's why you feel that way. Fucking pick it back up.
What episodes are you in?
The last 2 episodes were pretty fire.
What was that? What's the last episode you saw?
Damn, I can't even remember.
Okay.
Did he and do you know who Zenitsu or how do you say his name?
Zenitsu.
Yeah, Zenitsu. Right.
Zunetsu. Do you know who that is?
No.
Oh.
Then you
So
missed more than 2 episodes, buddy.
Yeah, you gotta meet the squad, and
there's
then
only 22 episodes.
Oh, are you talking about the four people, like the blonde kid and
the boy?
Yeah, I know them. And I seen when they were all fighting together too.
Okay, but did you see them? Okay, okay. So did you see them in the forest yet?
No, they defeated the dude already.
Okay, so the next arc,
the forest,
literally is fucking lit.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next arc is stupid lit.
Like the anime episode for that forest arc.
Because I'm not gonna lie,
the shit was #2 trending on Twitter in America.
It was. Hey, Hans, I was gonna drop it. I was gonna drop it too until the forest arc.
Nah, honestly, it get like the series overall jumps straight up. Like it increases in intensity.
I'm glad
from that forest, actually from that house on, like that whack ass nigga with the drum on his body. Like
I hated him.
Yeah. I thought it was cool, like when he hit them shits, the shit would turn and all that. Like I thought that shit was cool. You know what I'm saying? As a premise for a fight. But yeah, it was.
Make it look cooler, man. You look like fucking Donkey Kong out there.
My only problem with that was that the main character was severely hurt and still couldn't fucking lose.
Yeah. Honestly, that was it for me too. And like when it comes to anime, like I feel
when
it comes to shonen.
Yeah, but if he lost,
y'all know how I feel about Fairy Tail, right?
Oh God.
Who?
I believe that Fairy Tail has one of the biggest ass pulls in all of shonen.
Oh, Fairy Tail in general is
synonymous with the word ass pull.
Okay.
Yeah, like that whole series is.
Did y'all see Heavenly?
Have you finished Fairy Tail at all, Drip? Or Hans? Have y'all finished Fairy Tail?
No, I got to like chapter like 200 something, and then I just dropped it.
Then you might have at least seen Urza do that when Urza did that bullshit and broke a meteor with no bones in her body, right?
No, that's like at the end of the series, dude.
Yeah, that's at the end of the series, yeah.
That's like one of the last chapters.
I got to like when the fucking dragons come back, and I was just like,
that's exactly where I got.
They were like whenever like Natsu was supposed to meet like the emo version of himself, Zareth.
The emo.
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny.
Is that how they define?
That's pretty accurate.
That's how I define it.
That's his passage in the character book.
Nah, there are mad like emo tones in fucking Fairy Tail. It's fucking bizarre.
I saw on Twitter today somebody posted a picture of Fairy Tail. It was like, yo, why is every character Natsu but with different color hair?
I mean, that's what
they all got the same eyes.
Yeah, if you've ever seen Fire Force, like Fire Force is pretty decent.
Yeah, I watched that. I reviewed that actually.
Yeah, it's decent.
I haven't seen a single episode, but I heard I should at least try it out.
It's cool.
Yeah, kind of like Soul Eater, because it's created by the same person. You got
From what I've
vibes.
heard, and I can't verify this myself, I just heard that the animation looks pretty, but the story is meh and the characters are worse.
Yeah,
So-
I've been reading the manga,
Yeah, like Kill a Kill.
and I've been waiting. Like I'm close to 200 chapters in, and I've been waiting for like the moment that like usually great mangas have that make you go, holy shit! And I haven't reached that moment yet.
I don't
If
even know
you're
what the
too
concept
if you're-
about, but the concept in general just seems like something that I don't think it's ever going to appeal to me.
So,
The
Dritz,
thing
I
is,
If
thought
you're
the
200
same.
chapters in, it's probably never gonna happen.
Wait, hold on. So I
Yeah, it's
thought
never gonna
the
happen.
same with
I was
Yaiba,
today.
and then I was like, you know what? Let me give it a chance for myself and just try it out because people were saying that animation is carrying it. There's no story. Animation is carrying it, and then I actually gave Yaiba a chance, and I was like, well, these people
Disagree
are
with
wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're wrong.
I feel
think
like
Yaiba has a way better story.
I feel like the show y'all should watch out of all the new ones is probably going to be you should watch Vinland Saga.
Vinland
Out of
Saga.
all the rest of them,
I'm waiting for that.
I've
to
been
come
recommending Vinland Saga for like 2 years now.
I'm
Vinland-
Me
behind
too.
the manga.
Man, it's great. It actually made me emotional at points.
Oh
Yeah,
no, Vinland Saga. Like, if you read it, I think Thorfinn is outside of Vagabond is probably the strongest character development for a single character I've seen.
Man,
Really?
isn't it though?
Yeah,
Isn't
like
it?
dude.
Outside of the two characters in Vagabond, the main character and his little friend, like Thorfinn's character development is par to none. Like it's like we could have a debate, honestly, who has better character development, Thorfinn or the main dude from Vagabond.
I might have to.
Because
I
that would be-
might have to give it a read.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fucking.
those are both good. I wouldn't recommend Vagabond though because it
Like you're
it-
like Toddy, like I don't know how like do you watch the anime? Is that what or do you read?
No, I don't. I just read the manga.
I do both.
Did you get to the farm arc yet?
Oh yeah, I've been past
Oh,
that.
so you
Like he's
he's
on the mission. Where
I
I'm
feel
at.
like I was gonna say if there's any point in the manga I felt like you would drop out, it's that because it's such a,
No, to me that was one of the highlights of the series because that's where a lot of that character development you were talking about takes
right, but
place.
it's such a shift. You know what I mean? From who Thorfinn.
Yeah, it's a
was.
tone shift, but if you're reading a story for the story and not just in it for the action
Yeah,
scenes,
yeah.
that whole farm arc is a highlight.
Which
of the
aren't very
series.
many people that
Regardless,
do that.
there's no-
That kind of reverses back
But
to
hold
what
on,
he
guys.
was before.
Hold on, guys.
he was a
I gotta-
child, really.
Hold on, boys. I gotta shut her down here. I really enjoyed y'all pulling up for
Shut her
everybody
down.
for coming through. And everything y'all heard them talking about seems like they enjoy it for what they enjoy it for. So try it out, maybe. You know. Thank y'all for coming through, and we out.
Is that booty call?